Speaking of art, I do love Bisco's pieces. They're incredible. I also wanted to give a shout out to the other amazing artists who lent us their beautiful pieces to make our space really righteous the last couple days. These pieces in particular, James Temte, are you still here? I know he's been here throughout the 2 days. Man, our webcast looks on point. All the pictures of keynotes and folks sharing have just looked really amazing with such a striking and beautiful background. So I just wanted to give a special shout out to all of the artists who shared your art with us. And in that spirit, there's a gift that we would like to give you. And in that gift, I would like to ask Kima Hamilton, Mr. Hamilton, to come up here. Kima, I'm not even really sure how long we've known each other. Forever.
10,000 years.
10,000 years. Yeah. This guy, man. Kima, one of the first times I remember connecting with him was in China, actually. We were there for a different event, and out of nowhere, he just stood up and started sharing in the form of spoken word. And I was completely entranced and touched by what he shared and have been ever since then. He has so much heart for our community and for the work that we do. He's been a wonderful friend and partner in our racial equity project. He served as both a host of conversations as well as a member of our visionary council. So I want to thank you for that. And he has lovingly agreed to offer all of you the gift of spoken word based on our 2 days together. So with no further ado, Kima.
Thank you, First Alaskans, for the work that you do. It's interesting. I won't be long-winded. I know everyone's trying to go, so I'll give you the quickest version of this as possible. So just know that as I move forward. I moved to Alaska maybe 15 years ago, literally this week, and it's as fate would have it. I'm literally flying out this Sunday, so it's almost like 15 years to the date that I'm just going to go and have a sabbatical for a few years, but the magnet's already pulling me back, and I haven't actually left yet. So I know I'll be back, but it's been, Alaska's been a really special place because I'm from the East Coast, where those cities are what they're going to be. Philadelphia is what Philadelphia is going to be. I've lived in Atlanta, Georgia, and Dirt Road, Georgia, and the social climate is pretty much what it's going to be. Where in Alaska, I still, I really feel in my heart that I've been able to use my time and my talent to, and through the First Alaskans, I have a pretty artsy processor. So, it's been great for me to have an organization that I believe in, that I feel good about working with and partnering with to be able to help create a world that, I'll be able to pass on to my kids. As cheesy as that sounds, here it feels really practical and tangible, and First Alaskans get that. There's a lot of parallels in our community. I had a praying grandmother, so when I'm around the elders in the Alaska Native community, I feel the parallel. I can feel the love and radiating from them because I grew up around in that context, and so those little simple parallels, the comedy, the comedy as a value, right, is something that we hold dear in our community as well, and so just being able to move through the work with the common denominators have made the partnership really natural and fulfilling to me. I have two particular pieces that I'd like to share. One I've shared already. One was written before today. The second one is a work in progress. I've been jotting notes, and was even got over to Bisco's painting. Like, oh crap, okay. So the second piece is a work in progress. There was, I think George mentioned earlier that we're all works in progress, and the second piece will demonstrate that, and I'll fine-tune it moving forward. This first piece is called Bound Hand Brown Man. Freeze! Though frozen, he has still chosen death for my life. How could I have known that I would blow my last breath on this night, here in the presence of Christ? Allah, Buddha, and Jah, I will be killed. And it may not be enough that they saw. Nightsticks around my neck, steel toes on my jaw, another bound hand, brown man, victim of law, but who cares? You probably figure I deserved it. Shit, I got a few priors, so that makes me worthless. I descend from an ape, so I carry curses, and he will shoot me like the beast he perceives. There's no use and no pleas. This is perilous. I can hear it in his voice. He's already at the crossroad. He's no longer at the crossroad. He's already made the choice, and that's to shoot, cuz. Shoot, cuz. All you got to say is you put that bullet in him because he reached for his waist. Reached for his waist? Yes, he reached for his waist. Go tell the jury that. You've got a much better case. Don't worry about him. He's in a much better place. And we're the only eyewitness, so there won't be a trace. Now run along to your kids, kiss your wife in the face, and thank all your lucky stars that we live in such a place. Not so fast, said the iPhone cam. Human eyes can't do what the iPhone can. Got the whole thing on the widescreen pan. You don't have to look close. Right there are his hands. Turn up the volume, you'll hear the screaming man. Stop. No. Wait, please. The 4 words that he'd repeat while kneeling in feces and pee. Oh, those with souls can clearly see that he'd relinquish to police his manhood, his dignity, and his pride, just moments before he died. His mom, she bitched. She moaned, she cried, to no avail because Holmes had lied. See, the police report the jury read said, some bullshit. With no weapon, how could he have pulled it? Very simple arithmetic to explain that sick deep in my pit I get each time that I see lights on dim lit streets real late at night. Oh, sure. You empathize my plight. I hear you speak of equal rights, but will you have to tell your kids that some justice just is? Bound hand, brown man. Thank you. And yeah, this next piece is like my wrap up. It's like 4 or 5 pages, like a set of little notes and jots and scribbles, and yeah, work in progress. We'll fine tune it and represent it at some point. I am the product of regal women, plus a couple heathens. I have been cheesing since my suckle season, and they are the reasons. While my mother's doing readings, Grandma Pearl was doing feedings, Grandma Mamie in that yellow rocking chair, just humming and praying and singing songs to all the gods she's known. I am the father of Muktuk and chicken gizzards, mixed chicks and Carol's daughters. Our bones will be scattered from Point Hope to Piney Grove, under dirt roads and family secrets. What songs should I tattoo on their tongues? Our treasure map sings Adiga and Hallelujah through juke joints and car parties. From first contact to the work we do. Sing louder, babies. Social justice is your birthright. Let them know you saw the bears moonwalking. They are listening in Ladyville. Let them know you saw the bears the first time. We cannot afford not to. Tell them in the Queen's English and Ebonics, Creole and Nupiac, and fuck this shit. We don't have to be meek anymore, babies. We only inherited 7 million acres. Come piss and pray on it freely. Your incantations will erase red lines and colorblind. Color conscious is where peace has been hiding. Make them see you whole and healthy. Cloak in your legacy of sharecroppers and shoplifters, missionaries and misfits. The uncle who built the White House and the aunt who burned it down. The shift shapers and cake bakers, mentors and molesters, victims and victors. You come from good stock. Your roots are strong and deep and fearless. Thank you.